Hello everyone and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And I gotta start with this from Smoke. Yes, Ripple can simply plug into FedNow. They make it so simple. They have a plug and play option. And everybody always says, FedNow is going to come up with their own system. This bank's going to come up with their own system. Banks don't do that. Banks don't build out technology. Banks do what banks do. They outsource that to a company like Ripple. And Ripple is absolutely going to play a very big role inside of FedNow. It's going to play a huge role in the entire banking system. BNY Mellon and Ripple, remember, proof of concept. This comes from Riz. And you see it right here. Ripple Connect software, Ripple Ledger, Ripple Connect software, sending and receiving. Well, Caroline Butler, CEO of digital assets at BNY Mellon, stated to Congress that they are committed to developing the future of finance. Take a listen.
As the world's largest custodian with more than 52 trillion of assets in custody, BNY helps companies and banks, big and small, access the money they need. BNY plays a central role in supporting US Treasury markets and process approximately 2.4 trillion of payments per day across all payment rails. Our commitment to advancing the future of finance includes the integration of blockchain. This technology has the potential to make money move smarter and faster. Stablecoins can use these benefits to serve as a complement to the existing payment services and rails we offer our clients today. BNY supports stablecoin issuers by providing our traditional banking services, payments, deposit taking, and custody. For example, we serve as the primary custodian for the reserve assets of the largest stablecoin issuer in the US today. Providing these traditional services to a new client type was a natural evolution for BNY. The stablecoin ecosystem will continue to develop as market participants explore use cases based on their business models and client needs.
Now, like I've been saying all along, RLUSD will get Ripple in the door. Later, these financial institutions like BNY Mellon and all these other big banks will then start utilizing XRP as well, because XRP makes everything even faster and even cheaper. Rodney Hood, yes, federal credit unions and banks have our approval to use crypto and blockchain technology. Now we have it confirmed. And they're going to utilize crypto and blockchain technology because once again, it helps them stay ahead of their competition as well. Morning read, sensitive until adoption. You see it right here. This comes from the European Commission. A strategy to foster citizens' wealth and economic competitiveness in the EU amid a rapidly changing international environment. Distribution only on a need-to-know basis. Now, whenever the European Commission, the ECB, is talking, they are always talking about Ripple. Here's President Christine Lagarde publicly praising Ripple.
Into new technologies that will actually change the way in which intermediation is conducted, eliminate some of the barriers, including the unconscious biases that exist out there. And I think in the banking system at large in many countries, the difference will not be between those who are disrupted and those who survive, but it will be between those who are cannibalized because they are not seeing it coming and they're not embracing it, and those who self-induce that cannibalization. And I'm using cannibalization on purpose because it's a bit of a striking, horrible word. But it's really what it means. It's you're going to disrupt your business model, you're going to change it, you're going to reduce your cost, you're going to expedite your transactions, and you're going to continue to inspire confidence because you will build that on the basis of an existing backbone, which is your bank and the confidence relationship that you've established with your customers. So that's where I see changes happening now. If you think of Circle and Ripples and all those, that's where they are active and helpful.
And even back then, she saw Ripple as a massive disruptor. And she even praised XRP in the past as well. Because the central banks, they see what XRP is capable of. On-demand liquidity and moving money around the world very fast and very cheap. And right now, all they're waiting on is adoption. They will go live with a system that includes RippleNet and XRP. White House press secretary talks about an economic transition. Take a listen.
When it comes to the stock market, the numbers that we see today, the numbers we saw yesterday, the numbers we'll see tomorrow are a snapshot of a moment in time. And as President Trump has said, and I'm here to echo the remarks of this president of this White House, we are in a period of economic transition. We are in a period of
So what transition are they talking about? The transition from the current financial system into a new digital financial system? I think that's what they're pushing for right now. We are in the digital age. We're competing with every other country out there. And a lot of these countries are far ahead of the United States because for the past 4 years, we were held back by Biden. And take a listen to this. This is another great clip.
One way of looking at it. I think the real issue that we have here is it's a very profound change that we're going through. And it's a great time to be in payments because there's never been a time before in our industry where we've moved from analog payments, because that's what everything has been before, to digital payments. And instant payments around the world are pretty much all now being deployed as digital instant payments. And that makes a huge, huge difference. And I think, therefore, that paradigm is probably the most important thing. We talk about instant payments, but actually, if you juxtapose the two, we're really talking about the move from analog, as I say, to digital.
And that's what I've been saying all along. We are going into the digital age. We're moving from the current system into a digital system. And the US is going to have digital money because the rest of the world is already pushing in this direction. I see people every single day saying XRP is absolutely going to fail because the US is not going to have a central bank digital currency. We're still going to have digital money, but even if we didn't have digital money, XRP works with the current system as well. That's what's great about XRP. It doesn't matter if you're moving current fiat dollars or future digital dollars. XRP wins in the end. And this is absolutely ridiculous. And I got to play this clip for you because it's laughable. So the CEO of Tether just said that Tether, not gold, will save the US dollar from the BRICS nations. Take a listen.
Or what is happening now is that every single BRICS nation is buying incredible quantities of gold. China is buying infinite amount of gold, India the same, and many other central banks in BRICS countries. So they are preparing to launch an attack to the US dollar. I don't have any doubt about it. If you go everywhere, BRICS nations are buying, if you go on all the emerging markets in Africa, also in Central and South America, BRICS nations are creating infrastructure, they are creating airports, ports, highways, schools, libraries, everything. So as soon as, I believe that if Tether fails, if USDT will not be there in 10 years, I think that USDT and Tether is the stronghold for the US dollar hegemony in all these countries.
So Tether's supposed to save us from the BRICS. Tether is going to keep the US dollar strong. Tether most likely is not going to pass US stablecoin regulations. It doesn't even look possible for Tether to pass those regulations. And there's already a replacement for Tether. It's called RLUSD. USDC is another great replacement of Tether. And Tether was great with a Biden administration where a lot of money laundering was going on. But in a Trump administration, Tether really has no future. And the US has to stockpile gold. We have to go to a gold-backed digital dollar, or even a gold-backed current US dollar, because every other country is doing the same thing. They are stockpiling gold. Take a listen to Jim Rickards right here.
State Administration of Foreign Exchange. So they have these pockets where they can buy gold without putting it on the central bank balance sheet. But that's what's really driving the price of gold. And if you thought about it, you say, well, gee, why doesn't China just, announce what they're doing and, bid up the price of gold and make a lot of money? Well, the answer is they're not done buying.
Exactly.
See, if you were buying, you wouldn't want the price to go up until you have all you want. When you have enough, that's different. But if you're still a buyer, you want the price to be moderate. So what's going on is a great game involving the major powers, involving gold. There's more to it, but that's what's driving the price higher.
So think about it like this. Why did we not revalue gold yet? Because everybody's still stockpiling it. Once everybody gets enough gold to back their currency with it, then they will revalue gold. And it'll happen very fast when it happens. And it's the same reason I told you. The reason Donald Trump is not talking about XRP, moving the US dollar, strengthening the US dollar, he's not going to talk about that until everything is in place and we go live with XRP. That's when he would announce it to the rest of the world, because then we would already have the upper hand on the rest of the world. That's why right now the same narrative is still being pushed. It's all about Bitcoin, because they want you distracted. They want me distracted. The good thing is we all woke up a long time ago. We see Bitcoin for what it is. But the normies out there, they still don't see it. They don't want new investors coming into this space and investing into XRP. They want new investors coming here, putting their money into Bitcoin so these big billionaire bag holders could sell off some of their Bitcoin. And this is just creepy. And I'm going to play this clip. And you could let me know what you think about it in the comments section down below. Take a listen.
I'm so pleased to announce that today I will be reintroducing the Bitcoin Act. And I'll be joined here shortly by Senator Justice of West Virginia, who is one of the co-sponsors. And we have several other additional co-sponsors. And a lot of it is a result of the excitement that's been building.
This lady is a complete creep show, in my opinion, and so anti-American. Even the way she looks as she says that, you could tell she joined that Bitcoin maxi cult, because they all talk the same. They act like this is going to be the greatest thing to ever happen in the United States. This is going to pay off all of our debt 20 years from now. Listen, we need to take care of the debt problem today. And when this fails, this is going to push even more people away from crypto. Because right away, a lot of people are going to jump on board with this. Oh, the US is buying Bitcoin, so we need to buy Bitcoin too. And at the same time, it's going to be so manipulated. These big bag holders are going to be the first ones running for the door whenever that liquidity shows up. But this is a failure right out of the gate. Think about it. You're going to hold this Bitcoin for 20 years. First off, who's going to stop the next administration, the next president, from selling off that Bitcoin? Nothing's going to stop that from happening, because with the swipe of a pen, it can happen. So now they sell all this off, and nobody pays off the debt at all, and the debt just keeps raging forward. That's why there's better solutions out there to paying off the debt. I honestly think they're going to tokenize the US debt. I think that's going to be the first step going forward. And Max Avery doubles down on why market cap does not matter when it comes to XRP. Take a listen.
You've probably heard people say that XRP can't hit big numbers because of market cap. Well, what if I told you they're completely wrong? And here's why. Everyone's using an outdated playbook. They're treating XRP like it's a stock. But here's the thing. XRP isn't a company. It's a global payment network, and that changes everything about what we're talking about. You have to remember that XRP is a utility for the entire financial system's plumbing. For XRP to handle global payments, it needs liquidity. Basically, it needs enough value to move massive amounts of money instantly, and we're talking about trillions of dollars in daily transactions. If you think that sounds too wild, remember that 20 years ago, people laughed at the idea of trillion-dollar companies even existing. Now we have several, and everything's totally changed. Here's what most people miss. XRP's value won't come from traders buying and selling. It'll come from banks and businesses actually using it to move money. The more money that needs to move, the more value XRP needs to have. Simple as that. So next time someone tells you that XRP can't reach certain prices because of market cap, remember this. They're using old rules for a completely new game. The potential isn't set by market cap. It's limited by how much of the world's money needs to move. And that number, it's bigger than you think. The future of money isn't about market cap at all. It's about utility.
Like I've been saying all along, utility matters. Market cap does not matter. Whenever somebody says XRP is going to go to $1,000, right away people laugh in the crypto community. Most of the time, those people don't understand what XRP is built to do. XRP is absolutely going to hit some high numbers in the future. I always said it could be a 5-digit asset. And the more that I watched Ripple grow out and expand during the bear market, the acquisitions Ripple was making going towards custody and tokenization, I said this solidifies it. XRP is absolutely a 5-digit asset. And when it happens, it's going to happen quickly because it is a global payments network. All the rails are already in place all around the world for XRP to run on. Do you think that's happening by accident? Do you think Ripple said, oh, well, let's just put these rails in place. We're never going to use them. We're just going to get them in place. No, they put them there because people are going to use those rails on a daily basis when it comes to sending money. And this is really going to amp up throughout the rest of this year. I'm thinking ISO is going to be the real catalyst to get the price of XRP going. And until it happens, stay patient, stay positive, and let's get rich together. With that said, I'm going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.